Welcome to the 15-Minute Financial Feast podcast, bringing you 15-minute segments to help you retire with purpose on time. We're serving up food for thought and bread for the head. Are you hungry to learn? Here are your hosts, Mark Triplett and Troy Westendorf.
Welcome to another episode of the 15-Minute Financial Feast. Today, you are listening to the audio from a live television interview where one of our favorite local news station anchors asked us questions about a financial topic on the minds of many hardworking folks in our community who are trying to make good decisions and get ahead.
Welcome back, everybody. All right, as we're getting ever so much closer to summer, many parents out there, grandparents, you're hearing your children, grandchildren talking about college. Let's talk about how expensive it's getting. It was expensive when I was going to school, and that was a little while ago. So if you have young kids, you've likely already started planning and saving for their higher educations. But let's talk about this a little bit more. Joining us now is Mark Triplett with Triplett-Westendorf Financial Group. Mark, we appreciate you joining us today. Let's talk about how expensive college is today. Like I was just saying, back when I went to school, I thought it was expensive then. Let's talk about what prices and what parents are having to deal with today.
So prior to the pandemic, the cost of college was rising at a rate of 28% greater than the rate of inflation. So it's already been exploding. The cost of going to school today at a state university will probably set you back about $100,000, probably double that going to a private school. And if you've got children, toddlers today, if the pace of inflation continues for the cost of college, you're looking at probably college cost that is double that today. So it's pretty staggering. And a lot of older Americans are still paying off debt that they incurred for themselves, their children, or maybe even their grandchildren. So I think it's really important that parents and students have a real tough decision here to make. Do I spend this money on college, and what is the return on investment before they start signing on the dotted line and taking on all of that financial obligation?
It is a huge obligation. So let's talk about ways that families can start saving for college. They decide this is the right step. This is what we want for our kids and our family. What are things people can start thinking about right now?
Well, I think understanding how parent assets versus student assets play a role when you're determining financial aid. A lot of one popular place to save for college right now is 529 plans. There's a tax deduction on the way in for the state level, and that money grows tax deferred. And when you pull it out, used for higher education, it is generally tax free at the federal level. So that's one good place to save. I would also say that we hear folks using cash value life insurance as a way to save for college. Now, properly funded and properly structured cash value life insurance policies can be used in an overall financial plan, but there are some drawbacks and it's not right for everybody. And one of the places that we like to encourage a lot of folks to save for college costs is actually in a Roth IRA. It's not often talked about, but it can be a really good strategy. Let's say Johnny makes $3,000 in a summer job. Even if he spends all of it, mom and dad can still put away $3,000 into a Roth IRA in his or his name, and that will not hurt him on financial aid awards when it comes to qualifying for financial aid. So that can be a really good place to go too. And then if he goes to school, he has it. If he doesn't go to school, you've got a good start for retirement. So there are a lot of different ways. There's so much to cover on this one topic, Jackie. We can't do it in 3 minutes.
I completely understand. And there's different options out there, too, when you think different education beyond your basic school. If people use these strategies, is there a way to not have to dig into financial aid if you start soon enough?
So the cost of college is just so massive. I think that getting a good start early is important, but the cost is going to be so huge that I think a lot of folks are still going to need to utilize loans, whether government loans or private loans, although we want to take advantage of the government loans because they're generally more favorable, and just really get an early jump on this. We deal with a lot of late stage college planning, parents that have kids that are going to school in the next 3 to 4 years, and it's a big task to deal with at that point. You want to start much younger and start this planning process early.
All right, that's why
we're a financial professional that deals with this.
Okay, that's why we're talking about it right now. Really quickly, Mark, if people want to reach out for more details on how to get started, how can they do so?
Jackie, they can check us out at triplett-westendorf.com. They've got some great resources out there, and don't be afraid to give us a call.
All right, Mark, always appreciate your advice and your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Jackie.
All right. Got to think about it as soon as you can. It is getting expensive out there.
You've been listening to the 15-Minute Financial Feast podcast. Remember, every dollar has a purpose and every dollar has a timeline. If you have questions about today's topic, schedule a call with a team member. Visit www.mypt5.com. Until next time, be sure you're taking steps to retire with purpose on time. Mark Triplett is an investment advisor representative of and advisory services offered through Royal Fund Management, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Nothing contained in this program should be considered an offer to buy or sell securities. Different investments have different risks associated with them, and not all investments are appropriate for all investors.